Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this week's episode of Mocktail Minutes. Oh, yeah, this is Bailey.
Me just silent. And this is Brianna.
This week, I am drinking the Bomb Pop flavored Vital Proteins.
Mm.
They're pretty delicious. I was skeptical, but it does taste like a melted Bomb Pop.
Ooh, I'll have to try those. I'm doing the orange pineapple electrolytes from Just Ingredients.
Did you
Mm.
see Just Ingredients has bone broth protein now?
I did see that.
I
And I
am
want to
very
try it.
excited, and I'm going to order some
Hmm.
because I love Just Ingredients products, and bone broth protein, that's a little bit higher in calcium.
Yeah, and I feel like it's perfect as we're heading
Yeah, it
into
gets
like
bone.
fall
Yeah. But like
sickness.
you can use them as just like regular smoothie too. And I've had like the Taylor Duke Wellness one and they're pretty good. But I'm very excited to try the Just Ingredients ones.
Is it flavored?
Yes.
Yeah, it is, right? Okay, yeah. I'm
It's like
excited.
snickerdoodle. I think there's a mint. I think there's a chocolate. There's like
Ooh.
six different flavors actually of it.
I'm gonna try snickerdoodle because I like their snickerdoodle protein.
Okay.
It's
I don't
really
know which one I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
We'll
We should
see.
do different ones. I mean, we can do whatever, but
Can you just like mail me a sample?
can you just like, yeah, just put a little bit in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm.
Well, this week we are talking about heart rate variability. We talked about like the wearable technologies and some apps a little bit last week when we talked about using your phone to help your habits. So we wanted to take a little bit deeper dive into HRV this week.
So HRV, if you don't know what that is, it stands for heart rate variability. And it's a good measure of, I would say, like overall health, like stress, recovery, that sort of thing. It's really big. I think it got really, really big when the Aura Ring came out because that was one thing that it was like focusing on. But basically, what it does is it does it time or it measures? There we go. Words are hard. It measures the time in between each heartbeat. So obviously, if your heartbeat is really close together, you're going to have a low HRV. If your heart rate is more spaced out, it's going to be higher. And this kind of gives you a good indication of like what nervous system, like sympathetic versus parasympathetic system you're kind of operating in.
Mhm. The Aura Ring specifically, how it's calculating your like nighttime HRV. So Aura calculates your nighttime HRV by using it's like the root mean square of successive differences, I think is what
Yeah.
it is, which is like it's a well-known HRV parameter that provides just reliable and accurate view of your autonomic nervous system activity. So the average HRV you see is the mean of all five samples it's taking while you're asleep.
Hmm.
The Aura accounts for changes in your HRV every 5 minutes throughout the night instead of just like at one single point. And this is what helps it to be a little bit more accurate, and you can get more of a detailed view of how your body is responding to stress from the previous day and how well it's kind of like preparing for the day ahead of you.
Hmm.
So Aura provides like your average HRV. So your average HRV is captured over the entire night. And it also does your max HRV. Good general rule of thumb, high HRV relative to your baseline. This is going to be more associated with the activation of your rest and digest side of your nervous system, your general physical fitness and good recovery. Higher average nighttime HRV has also been linked to better sleep quality. Low HRV is associated with activation of like more fight or flight. It's more stress, it's more illness and overtraining. So this is why your HRV will drop a little bit like when you're sick or when you're experiencing a lot of stress and your Aura ring will tell you to like simmer down a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the just recognizing, like, okay, we're in that fight or flight. Our nervous system's a little bit tapped. We need to do more things to help you rest. And it should be said that, like, because everybody always asks, like, what is a good HRV? And just like general rule of thumb, a low one isn't great, higher, better, but it's like very, very individualized. So
Mhm.
you may have maybe a number that's under like what people are like, oh, this is where you should be for your age. But it's if that's kind of always your baseline and your like other things are really good, then maybe that's just your HRV. So it's very highly individualized. And I would say like this is something that's a really big debate right now. It's like, what is an optimal HRV? But the more data you have, the better. So don't freak out if like your HRV is low one day and it's just, you know, just an outlier. It's much higher. Kind of get like, what is my baseline and work up from there. That's what I would do. And then also pay attention to like, we're talking about the Oura Ring, but I know other things like the Apple Watch, I think Whoop, there's other things that measure
Mhm.
HRV and they might be doing it a different way. So kind of understanding what their scale is. Yeah.
Isn't like normal for an adult like 50 to 70? Is that what it is?
Yeah. It's supposed to be like, I think between like ages 18 to, I don't know, probably like midlife or a little bit older. That's like the general rule. But there's people that can get up to 100, over
Hmm.
100.
What's
I would say if
your,
you have one over 100, you're probably like very well trained.
yeah,
But
yeah. I would say, yeah, 80 to 100 is usually like more athlete side of things.
yeah,
And then what, do you have your phone with you? What's your HRV? I was
you
just looking at
guys,
mine.
I'm gonna die. My HRV is horrible. I literally, this
Oh
has
no.
been a topic of discussion with Victor forever, but it's strange because I'll get great sleep scores and I get great deep sleep. But are you ready? What's
Yeah.
yours?
So my, for the week, if we look at that, it's 61 to 70 for the past week.
Okay. Okay. I also haven't been wearing my Aura ring. I just started again the last couple of days because I was like, okay, because I had to take a break from it. Mine last night, 13.
Oh no.
I'm dead. I'm actually dead. And this is some like I've talked to Kristen from Stat about this too, and she was
Yeah.
kind of walking me through like, okay, well, what's your other like this? You know, it might be okay. It needs to go up, but it might not need to go up as much as you think, type thing. I think I'm usually between like 15 and 35. And I've been like that for probably 2 years. But I know I need to work on my nervous system. So
Stress is definitely a big one. Have you done an HTMA recently?
yes, not super recently, maybe I think it actually was a year ago now. And it showed that. It showed like, okay, your adrenals are tapped. Yeah,
I
just been
say
working on stress.
my lowest, if I look at the past month, it was 20. Let's see when that was.
I'm all, mine is so low. I don't get it. Well, I do though. I know that I could work on stress. And I was actually talking to Victor because there's like certain things you can do to like improve your HRV. Obviously, like breath work is one of them.
Mhm.
Getting into that rest and digest more. Breath work is actually probably the main one. Focusing on sleep, not doing the stressors like a ton of caffeine. Under eating is a major stressor, and I actually see that a lot with people that chronically undereat is their HRV is low. But
Yeah.
there's certain types of like cardio you can do like strategically, and he wrote me up a plan and I instantly regretted it.
Hey, I don't want this.
I'm
Try
all,
again.
no,
So
no, no.
looking at my past data, July, my HRV went it was like between 46 to 86. So it was
Okay.
really great in July. When looking back, so February is when I left my previous job. I decided to resign and totally just change things up.
Hmm.
My HRV was down to 13,
Oh
and
my God.
then it's been going up since then. Isn't that crazy?
Let me see. Yeah, I will say the highest one I probably had was over the summer, and it was 35 to 45. You guys, it's so bad. It's interesting though, because usually you like that is like your readiness score is really like related to your HRV.
Yeah.
I will have like great readiness scores. Like I'll have like
Hmm,
85, 90. I
interesting.
don't know.
Well, I guess so. Why is having a low HRV bad? Not like bad, but just like chronically low can be a red flag, I would say.
Yes.
It can indicate some like stress overload, means your body is stuck in a little bit of fight or flight,
Hmm.
and your nervous system isn't switching easily into like recovery mode. It can be reduced recovery, so low HRV shows your body hasn't fully bounced back from emotional strain. So sometimes like even athletes can see low HRV like before injury or illness or like performance plateaus too.
Yeah. So it's just something to what I like to how I like to explain it is it's like a check engine light. Like it is
Yeah.
coming on saying like, okay, something's wrong here. Whether you're overtraining, under eating, not getting good recovery, not sleeping. I also know it
It's
happens
basically
with like hormone shifts too. That's a big one.
yes. Yeah. And
Mhm.
it's basically just, it can suggest that your nervous system isn't super flexible or resilient, which is a great marker of our overall health. Where, because like high HRV, you can go from stress to recovery, stress again, you're good. Low
Mhm.
HRV, your system is less adaptable. It's like you're just stuck in
Yeah.
one gear. But it is interesting about your sleep because if
Yeah.
HRV is usually low, it's usually like poor sleep quality.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm just like an anomaly. I do know I need to work on my stress for certain. But it's literally my biggest goal, I think, for that throughout the end of the year. And I was reading the research on it, and it's something like 20 minutes of breath work a day is supposed to really improve your HRV, and it can be done in snacks, right? So like it doesn't have to be 20 minutes straight,
Yeah.
it can be like five or whatever. So I'm gonna do that. And I will say I did it yesterday morning and the Aura ring like showed it and it like went up. And it was like, good
Good.
job, mom. Good job, girl. But yeah, it's just a measure of how adaptable you are. Like, are you stuck or can you come in and out of stress? Because I think that's a good point, is a lot of people think like there just needs to be no stress ever, but that's not realistic. It's fine to have stress. Like it shows you're alive and like you can, survive. It's can I go in and out of it? So,
Yes.
which is why
Yeah.
strategic cardio can be helpful because you're doing a stressor and your body tries to adapt to it. But it's intense, like sprints. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And I wonder too if it's like a way that I trained like in my early.
Yeah, you used to do a lot of it, didn't you?
Yes. I was like obsessed with it.
Yeah,
Just,
you're crazy.
I do this to myself. This is why I get it when people are like, I love working out like that. I'm like, yeah, but it's not good for you. And like, that's why it does feel good, like operating under cortisol, right? Like it feels good, but it's not good for your long-term health.
So if you are wearing something that is tracking your HRV, where you really want to think about supporting your body's ability to recover, manage your stress, and maintain balance between fight and flight, rest and digest. So thinking about high quality sleep, hydration. Dehydration is
Mhm.
actually like kind of sneaky way of decreasing your HRV, and especially you want to make sure you're getting electrolytes.
Yeah.
The managing of the stress, so like the deep breathing, the meditation, even like just taking a pause, practice yoga, journaling, walking, whatever you need to help shift your body into recovery.
Hmm.
And like Brianna just said, it's not that you're doing an hour of meditation. Like start
Mm.
with 5 minutes even. And training smart, alternating those intense workouts with recovery and active rest days. Cutting back on alcohol or like late night eating, even one or two drinks can significantly lower your HRV. At
Hmm.
night and late heavy meals keep your body in digestion mode instead of like deep recovery. It also helps to support your circadian rhythm. Those are all things that I kind of think of to help the HRV number increase.
Yeah. So it's just another data point.
Yeah.
So I would say just look at it, know what yours is, and track it over time. It's always the trends, try to improve it, and then whatever wearable you're using, really understand how they're measuring it and what it needs, because the scale may be different. Like maybe it's not on that
Hmm.
like, 20 to 120 scale. Maybe it's a little bit different. But just trying to improve. And I would say use it as data that like really shows you a bigger picture into what's happening. And for those who do like to overtrain or undereat or drink alcohol often or, all the things, it's a good like neon light to be like, hey, actually you're not doing as well as you thought.
Yes.
Speaking to myself.
Yes. And just like with all the things, you're looking at patterns.
Hmm.
And over time, you can start to see how your daily choices affect your recovery and your resilience. Thinking about the sleep, the stress, what you ate, how's work doing, all those things are affecting it. So just how I just looked at like each month, February was my lowest HRV. I mean, we were planning a wedding, had a new car, had a new house. Gannon was still pretty young, and I
Yeah.
left a job. I resigned from a position that was very stable to do something that was a little bit more riskier, and
Yeah.
well, HRV increased. So
Yeah. And
it was,
yeah. So like knowing what season you're in, and that
yeah,
makes sense. Yeah. That's a super
mhm,
stressful season.
yeah.
So
We hope this was helpful to give you some more information on data you can collect on your body to become more in tune. And we'll be back next week with a brand new episode.
bye.
Bye.